Hello and welcome. What are the latest trends in youth marketing today? Keep it locked to find out, because this is the show where every week we look at three of the latest trends, three of the latest marketing campaigns and projects, and vote on them as pass or fail. My name is Graham Brown. You're watching Youth Trends Report. Now, when it comes to brand value, you can't beat the real thing. Coke is probably the most recognizable brand in the world, but what about their youth marketing efforts? Gone are the days where they could simply hire a celebrity and buy their cool. Now they have to earn this stuff. So how do they do that? Well, let's have a look at Coke's latest reinvention, the Coke Open Happiness campaign. Open Happiness is a digital media campaign that aims to create earned media through what Coke describes itself as, quote, viral content, unquote. One such story created about Coke was the Happiness Machine, a vending machine that was surprised its users with gifts of gratuitous happiness, such as a 7-foot-long sandwich coming out of the machine, or real hands coming out of the machine holding the Coke bottle and presenting it to an unsuspecting buyer. Great moments captured by Coke and then released to YouTube and the blogosphere to much acclaim. Many pundits have cited the idea as everything from brilliant to groundbreaking. And in many ways it is groundbreaking for Coke, a large brand on this scale, to try something new. Even digital is considered relatively new media in Atlanta. So how has Coke's ethos of sharing the experience worked with young people? This is what we think. Firstly, it's an idea. It's a big idea that an agency would be proud of. It could possibly help them win an award. It also gets people talking. It creates a lot of buzz. There's a lot of open happiness shared out there among Coke buyers and potential buyers, as well as a lot of discussion on the internet. But I have serious doubts about this campaign for three reasons. One, it's a big idea. It smacks of a clever agency pitch and a good way to spend Coke's marketing budget rather than addressing the fundamental problem that Coke faces today, i.e. the lack of youth attention. 2 to 3 months after this campaign has finished, will young people be talking about Coke? Probably not. No goodwill is left on the table. It's not sustainable. Point number 2, how could Coke conceivably replicate this across 100 campuses or 10 regions? It's impossible. Coke needs to invest in permission assets, not clever campaigns. And lastly, thirdly, it's a gimmick. It's about winning awards, not winning customers. It's bureaucracy, not brand democracy. If Coke really wants to win young customers, it needs to build dialogues, not clever campaigns. It's got to involve youth in the process rather than treat them as a destination for their marketing message. This means taking their agency and kicking them in the butt for finding new ways to tell the Coke story, when what they should be doing for their money is finding new ways to help youth tell their story. Our verdict for Coke Open Happiness: fail. Secondly, moving on, looking at big brands again, a lot of big brands say, they look at Coke and say, well, it's difficult for us. We've got to advertise. We've got to invest heavily in media buys because we're a big brand. My response is, too bad. Behave like a small brand or pay the price. Ford is an example of a large brand playing the small brand game. $45 million market capitalization. That's pretty big in my book. They're not hanging on to the same old excuses that we're a big brand. We need to sell cars through advertising and buying a lot of media space. Perhaps the groundbreaking spirit behind Ford's push to launch the Fiesta in the US in 2011 is its people, and particularly Jim Farley and the team that joined from Toyota Scion, the people that gave you some of the best grassroots marketing of the last decade. You know, his experience at Scion taught him that launching products isn't about clever agency advertising ideas or features, but about creating a long-term sustainable movement. And so the Ford Fiesta movement was born, launching the car in 2011. It's a grassroots project that aims to identify many ready-made fans and help them tell their story by becoming Fiesta agents for the year. Now, each agent is set missions and they recall their story. They use the Fiesta as the social fabric that helps them make themselves significant and belong to the wider peer group. It's a great example of Youthsourcing, i.e. bringing together marketing and product development as the same process and involving youth in that as partners within the process rather than destinations, as in the Coke example. Brand democracy is about moving the narrative away from using new media to tell the brand story to helping youth tell theirs. Being relevant isn't about choices in media, it's about choices in mindset. So I'll vote for Ford Fiesta movement, pass. Moving on, did you know that fans aren't twice or 3 times as influential as your average customer? Try 100 times. Apple do. That's why they're not targeting you and me. They're out there busy working behind the scenes and supporting their fans, making sure that they get all the information and product demos that they need to get out there and be significant in front of their followers. The problem is that most agencies present to their clients the idea that to get 100% of the market, you need to target 100% of your budget on 100% of the market. It's fundamentally flawed. The biggest brand influence on 16 to 24-year-olds today is other 16 to 24-year-olds. That's why 90% of your marketing is wasted, because 90% of the market isn't listening to you. They're listening to them. I mean, the influencers. People like Justine Ezerick, who are self-proclaimed Apple fans. Now, Apple helps Justine, or as she's known, iJustine, check out iJustine.com, tell her story because Apple is intrinsic to her own identity. Remember, the 2 key drivers of youth behavior, the need to belong and the need to be significant. This 26-year-old from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania has received over 16 million views on YouTube alone, bringing up a variety of products such as the Apple iPad. With fans like this, who needs advertising? Now, the key for all brands is identifying the 10% that will influence the 90% and committing more of your budget there, less of your budget with the market that isn't paying attention to you anyway. Find your fans. Practice fan spotting. On that basis, iJustine for Apple gets a thumbs up, a great pass. I hope you enjoyed watching this week's episode of Youth Trends Report. For the latest Youth Trends Report sent to you by email, a 10-part series covering the sector of your choice, whether you choose auto, banking, CPG, media, mobile, and more. It's all there. Go to this URL, go and put your email address in there, and we'll send you a copy of the report. My name's Graham Brown from Youth Research Partners. Until next time, goodbye.